Hello, I'm so happy I got a hold of you. Welcome back to another exciting episode of Lucious Showcase. I am Lucious T, and welcome back to the backlog. This week we're taking a look at a thrilling, chilling game on the PS4 that I've been waiting years to play. Let's not waste any more time. Let's check it out. If you dare. I've always been a big fan of B horror movies, so when Until Dawn was announced starring Hayden Panettiere and it was to be a 1980s style slasher film set in a cabin in the woods in the snow, I was hyped. And it surprise launched on me back in the spring of 2015. Now, as I was doing all the Japanese translated game reviews back then, I sat on it. Also, Jen had mentioned she wanted to play it with me.
Yeah, I did.
Well, she later found out that it's a gory mess and decided she didn't want to play it. This was 3 years after the fact. I'll play with you. No. Oh. Until Dawn is very heavy in story and quick-time events. Its linchpin design is the butterfly effect, which it very clearly brings up a lot. Small choices you make can have big impacts later. Deciding to give a gun away in Chapter 6 could prove deadly in Chapter 8. Now there are 10 chapters in total, each which begins with a previously on Until Dawn section, and then a brief recap. Now I'm not sure if this game was supposed to be episodic, but it fits. Now between episodes, you will also have a chat with a psychiatrist played by the phenomenal Peter Stormare, who is fantastic. It's not clear what the point is, but it is funny that the answers you give will start to show up on his desk and in the game. The game is incredibly atmospheric. After a brief tutorial that sets up the plot, we are sent a year forward and have to deal with the fallout of what happened in the tutorial. Now, sound design is incredible. The beginning chapters have plenty of cat scares and early movie false scares to get you in the mood. Your control scheme makes one long for tank controls. You constantly walk through pre-rendered angles, but if you stop moving, the joystick will reconfigure to the new room. Luckily, action sequences play out in QuickTime events, so you don't have to worry about losing one of your 8 characters from bad controls. Just bad choices. Each character has different relationship stats with the other 7, though they don't factor into the game much with a few huge exceptions. Clues and notes are found in the world as well. They slowly unravel the mystery of an escaped convict, what became of the twins, and an incident back in the 50s. They seem random at first, but like everything else, what on the surface is a cheesy B-movie evolves into an intense, intelligent horror thriller. Now your choices are up to you, and what choices you make feel like they matter and have lasting effects. Luckily, you can find totems along the way that will provide hints of how to approach a situation or of a potential death that you can then avoid. It's a brilliant hint system, even if it doesn't make any damn sense story-wise. Now, all 8 characters, while initially just your typical slasher movie archetypes, the jock, slut, the bitch, the nerd, the jerk, the funny guy, the quiet girl, and the Laurie Strong, obviously, which is Hayden Panettiere, go figure. Although it is funny the guy from iRobot's in this too, before he was iRobot. Anyways, they actually have a little more complexity to them, especially the jerk. Now, one thing I liked in particular was the use of nature as a guiding force, and how sometimes not choosing to do something is a choice, which, as it turned out, saved a few characters from grisly death. Don't hurt the animals, people, just saying. Spoilers ahead, big ones, avoid at all costs if you want to play this game. Alright, going into this game, I thought I knew what to expect. Boy, was I wrong. The more the game played out, the less sense the timeline made. How the hell was the killer in the house and pulling Jessica out of a window and ripping an elk? It just didn't make sense. The psychiatrist was bringing up supernatural stuff. Was this a hint? The flamethrower guy seemed to be a non-threat. Also, because I hate losing people, I tried resetting the game to save Josh, and I couldn't. He died no matter what. So there is a certain amount of guidedness the game has. It's not completely random. But then, it was revealed, as I suspected, that Josh was the clown guy killer after all, and faked his own death. But then, who was the flamethrower guy? And what was with the super fast, super powerful thing that grabbed Jess? Then, it looked like Hannah survived the fall and the totems and Native American lore, and it hit me. There's another killer. And fire hurts it. Well, what does that remind me of? Going back to the second episode of Supernatural, and the first one I ever saw, there was a creature called a Wendigo, or a Wendigo. Humans turned cannibals, turned monsters. Well, that's what we have here too, and damn are they scary. Suddenly, the trapped miners make sense. That's what the 1952 clues were alluding to. And Hannah became one by eating her twin Beth after they fell. A truly brilliant reveal, and luckily, I knew they could mimic human voices, so I was able to save Ashley when she had her deaf choice. Now, the characters have deaf choices. Luckily, I avoided all of them but Josh's, who got his head crushed Oberyn style. Still, not bad for a blind playthrough, and blew my already high expectations out of the water. Time for some Lucious metrics. Series fatigue, home run. It's easy to see why this game exploded, and damn hard to believe the big reveal wasn't spoiled for me. This game is campy, smart, and incredibly nerve-wracking at times. A real winner here. Time sensitivity. At your leisure. Even if you spoil the reveals, the game is still great fun and really makes you feel like any wrong step will end in death. The day I played it was truly a good day. Controls. Good and bad. Like I mentioned, walking around can be a pain, but when you need spot-on controls, they are there. Even if they are QuickTime events, they fit because you are supposed to be a normal person in incredible circumstances. Replay. Moderately high. The butterfly effect seems endless, but the more I looked into it, the less ramifications I found. Most people can only die once, maybe twice, and you need to majorly screw up to have it happen. Storytelling. Grade A. It lulls you into a full sense of security with all the tropes, then rips the rug out from under you and becomes incredibly intelligent. Even if some of the plot holes do become glaring, some of the plot holes you think are plot holes are actually them setting up the reveal. Still, that also doesn't take into account the fact that why do people always go in alone or wander off? Why does Mike assume Jess is dead? Whatnot. Still, top notch. Difficulty to beat. Wild ride. Other than the insane don't move moments where you have to keep the controller still or you get killed, finishing the game is easy and you can lose and still continue. And it makes beating the game a truly unique experience that you yourself had a hand in having it happen. Until Dawn is a spectacular choose-your-own-adventure style game that blows all of its competitors out of the water. I truly regret waiting as long as I did to play this. If you're looking for a fun, suspense-filled romp in the snow with tons of thrilling conclusions and unexpected endings, then this game is for you. Except Mike Tendo. I'm sure it's not for him. Well, taking all that into account from the perspective of a binge-playing game finisher, I give this my Lucious T recommendation of beat it. And there you have it. That's it for this week, guys. Thank you for joining me. This is a solid game, everyone. It is a reason why it exploded the way it did. I knew going into it when it came out that this was going to be a game not to sleep on, but wow. I still was shocked at how good it was, even after I expected it to be good. So let me know if you played Until Dawn. Let me know if you enjoy these style of games. It's not quite a heavy rain because it's not so highbrow. This is really just good meat and potatoes entertainment. So definitely, if you're not a big fan of choose your own adventure, QuickTime, Walking Dead style games, give this one a shot. It might surprise you. So as a reminder, guys, I release a new video every Tuesday. And once again, it's been so nice getting a hold of you. Take care.